Every evening he would sit on the same old bench by the lake. This was their bench, the one where they used to sit together watching the sunset melt into the water. It was the same bench that still seemed to hold the faint memory of her perfume, even though she had been gone for years. His name was Armin, and every single evening he came here with a quiet, unwavering hope. Maybe, just maybe, today would be the day she returned. He remembered the day she left as if it were yesterday. Her hand was in his, holding on tightly as she whispered, "I'll come back soon, I promise." He believed her, of course. He believed her. He believed every word she said, because love has a way of making you believe in impossible things. That day, she boarded a train to another city for a new job, waving at him with that same bright, beautiful smile, the one that had made him fall in love in the first place. He stood on the platform and watched the train disappear into the distance, never realizing that it was taking his happiness along with it. The days crawled by, slowly turning into months. The months then stretched into years. Her messages, once a daily comfort, eventually stopped coming. The phone number he knew by heart stopped working. Her family, with heavy hearts, told him she had moved on, that she had built a new life for herself somewhere far, far away. But Armin refused to believe it. He couldn't. "She wouldn't forget me," he would whisper to the empty air to himself. She said she'd come back. And so, his ritual continued. Every year on her birthday, without fail, he would bring her favorite flowers, a bouquet of fresh white lilies, and gently place them on the bench beside him. He would sit there for hours, talking to her as if she were right there, listening. He'd tell her about the changing weather, about how the old cafe they loved had finally closed its doors, about how the city had grown and changed in so many ways, but his heart hadn't. It remained stubbornly, hopelessly the same. The townspeople began to notice him, that quiet, familiar figure by the lake, always waiting, with flowers in his hand and an endless love in his eyes. He became a local legend, a symbol of unwavering devotion. One rainy evening, a little girl, sheltered under her mother's umbrella, approached him with wide, curious eyes. "Uncle," she asked, "why do you sit here every day?" Armin looked down at her and offered a soft, gentle smile. "Because someone I love very much promised to return." The little girl tilted her head, confused. Did she break her promise? He looked out at the horizon, where the gray sky met the rippling water, and replied with a sigh, "Maybe, or maybe life just had other plans for us." The years continued to pass, and Armin grew old. His dark hair turned to silver, and his once steady hands began to tremble. But his heart, his stubborn heart, still waited. Even on the days when he could barely walk, a kind neighbor or a friend would help him make his way to his bench by the lake. He would sit there, his gaze fixed on the path she once took, still believing that any moment she might appear over the horizon. Then, one morning, the bench was empty. The bouquet of lilies he had brought the day before still lay there, their white petals fresh and fragrant against the weathered wood. The townspeople knew. The man who had waited his entire life was finally gone. Later that evening, as the sun dipped low and painted the lake in hues of orange and gold, a gentle breeze blew across the water. For a brief, magical moment, the petals from the lilies lifted into the air and seemed to dance across the surface of the lake. Some who were there that evening swear they saw it, a woman's figure shimmering in the reflection on the water. She was wearing a white dress, and she was standing beside him, smiling. Maybe, in her own way, she had finally returned. Maybe love does keep its promises, just not always in the ways we expect. Now people still visit that lake. The old bench is still there, a silent monument to a love that time couldn't erase. Carved into its wooden arm are the words he once etched with a small knife. He waited for her, but she never returned. And whenever the wind blows softly across the water, it feels like a whisper, a gentle reminder that some hearts wait forever. And perhaps, in that waiting they find their own kind of eternity. Thank you for watching. If this story touched your heart, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more stories that explore the depths of human connection. We'll see you in the next one.